Ajake in his homily said, God is a God of hope, so he expects Nigerians not to lose hope. He said Nigerians should always be hopeful and strive to make something of themselves, no matter the condition, as nothing is permanent and nothing lasts forever. He also hinted the congregation of Pope Francis' desire to draw the world's attention to the violence currently prevalent in communication. He said that too often communication is done violently with the aim to strike and not to dialogue. In view of this, the Pope wishes to disarm communication and to cleanse it of aggression, citing the theme of this year's celebration, share with meekness the hope that is in your heart.
Every one of you should know that the message that we are to propagate should be the message of compassion.
The bishop and members of the Fourth Estate of the Realm proceeded to the altar to thank God. The governor, in his message delivered by the head of service, Folake Olomojobi, thanked the media for their support and acknowledged their partnership in moving the state forward.
We have the critical services of these people, humanity will have been in the backbone, all governance and progress will have been their impossibility.
At the reception hosted by the Bishop of the Diocese, some of the members expressed their joy for being celebrated.
One of the things that gladden my heart is that we have a good product to sell, and the good product is Governor Bao and his good governance agenda.
It's a platform that brings all journalists on board together and to unite us and synergize.
In our country today, journalists are currently becoming an endangered species. Let's take the issue of the Kano incident that happened yesterday. Journalists are among those that lost their life. May God rest their souls. And this is some of the things that we face in our society on a daily basis.
So I want to implore us to do our work with hope, like the theme of this year.
As you can see, it's a gathering of journalists, either wherever you work, either newspaper, television, radio.
There was a brief panel discussion between guests who were curious about the profession and members who used the occasion to express themselves. This is the 59th edition of the World Communications Day. In Ado Ekiti, Adobeji Ujegba, NTA News.
In a vibrant display of faith and gratitude, members of Jesus is the King of Kings Church in Ipa-Yamedi, Ado Ekiti, gathered to celebrate the church's 3rd anniversary and the 45th birthday of its founder, lifting their voices in heartfelt worship and thanksgiving. Chidera Cosmas reports.
With grateful hearts, members of Jesus is the King of Kings Church, Ipa-Yamedi, Ado Ekiti, came together to give thanks to God in celebration of the church's 3rd anniversary and the 25th birthday of its founder, Pastor Jesu Loba Peter Ayodele. At the Thanksgiving service, the guest preacher, His Royal Majesty, Pastor Adebanji Ajibola, delivered a sermon on the theme Beyond Expectations. He encouraged the congregation to put their trust in God, emphasizing that there is nothing God cannot do. He urged believers to live righteously like the biblical Noah and to ensure that Christ's sacrifice on the cross is not in vain. He also appreciated the founder of the church for yielding to the call of God and encouraged him to keep up with the good works of faith.
So we thank God for the life of that pastor. God has been using him tremendously all over the world, and we thank God for the life of the pastor in Ado Ekiti chapter. They are doing wonderfully well. So I've been able to perform 3 days fast, 3 days revival with them last week. So and today we are trying to crown it up.
Pastor Oladunjoye Isaac expressed joy over the double celebration. He noted that the day was set aside to thank God for both the church's anniversary and the founder's birthday. He described Pastor Jesu Loba as a good man and a true minister of the gospel, adding that he feels honored to serve under his leadership and mentorship.
Jesu Loba is a great man. We are celebrating him. He's a man of honor. He's a man of free giver. is a destiny helper. He has transformed many lives.
His Royal Majesty Oba David Makunjola Ajaja, who also graced the occasion, expressed happiness at being part of the celebration. He described Pastor Jesu Loba as not only his subject but also his son. The monarch said he is grateful to God for preserving the life of the pastor and sustaining the church for 3 faithful years.
Putting forth his gratitude, his appreciation to God Almighty, his creator, for all he has done for him, in recent times. That is why I am here, to join him, to celebrate God.
Relatives and church members could not contain their joy, describing Pastor Jesu Loba as a kind and generous man.
We thank God that God made today a reality. We are celebrating the 3rd year of founding and creating the Jesus is the King of Kings International Ministry. I'm one of his wife. I'm his junior brother's wife.
The Thanksgiving service featured uplifting choir ministrations and joyful offerings as worshippers danced, praised, and expressed their gratitude to God with cheerful hearts. In Ado Ekiti, Chidera Cosmas, NTA News.
Sunday Delight continues after this break. Do stay with us. We will continue with our stories. Many thanks for staying tuned. It has been observed that embracing self and organizational transformation, opening up to innovation, skills, and motivation would help to be relevant, fulfill potentials, and succeed in life. Stakeholders made the suggestion during the unveiling of 3 books authored by an entrepreneur and pastor with the Redeemed Christian Church of God in Ado Ekiti. Kola Adebobuyi has the details.
Presentation of the books titled Succeeding in Business, Growth Strategy, and 50 Virtues, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th books written and published by the author, who is also the founder of the Ayoshola Helping Hand Foundation, Ayoshola, to help people live a meaningful and productive life, was major focus at the program. The author, Ayoshola, said the books were put together to make positive impacts on the people towards enhancing brighter future, improving their faith, and building a better society. He observed that the contents of the publications will motivate and inspire people to discover and fulfill their potentials and promote core value, moral standards, self-discipline, and godliness.
This is as a result of my passion for business, passion for growth, and passion for seeing people succeeding in life. And one of the virtues I talk about in that 50 virtue is integrity. Integrity have really helped me, and I've seen many people that integrity change their status and their life.
Guest speakers from their various submissions told participants not to allow circumstances and happenings around them determine how they live their life, but be determined to live intentionally with accurate insights that are capable of delivering their expectations and flexible in adjusting to new realities towards achieving success in their dealings.
There's no better person to write this book than Pastor Yoshua himself. He's a serial entrepreneur and someone that I've followed many times.
These kind of books are actually required in our dispensation, where youth are becoming more well-watched, and then nobody cares on how to make it. Everybody is all about, I want to fake it, I want to get there, not minding the growth steps and stages that men pass. It's now coming to showcase a kind of a potential, which of course is not going to be beneficial to him alone, but is going to be beneficial to all and sundry.
The program also featured talk on the role of knowledge in building the future, which exposed participants to career opportunities to reduce the high rate of unemployment in the country.
I would like to encourage everyone that whatever you find yourself to, you want to do, don't look at the economy, don't look at what is going on, just go ahead and do it, and God will back you up.
We should not let ourselves up. If you look at the background of Aswayo, nobody thought that it could be what he has been today. So don't write yourself up, don't give up.
At the end of the program, participants were optimistic that the contents of the books, if practicalized, will holistically impact their efforts to utilize new approaches and opportunities towards enhancing life and business. In Ado Ekiti, Kola Adebabuyi, NTA News.
Kudos to the author for putting pen to paper. This year's Children's Day celebration held at Nta Ado Ekiti, courtesy of Unique Love Orphanage and Charity Foundation, was organized with a lot of fanfare to celebrate the children from Omu and Ijelu communities. Adobeji Ojegba reports that several primary and secondary school pupils from Oye local government area took part in the numerous activities that were lined up for the ceremony.
It is a day children from the communities will not forget in a hurry as they came out in their numbers, accompanied by their parents who came to honor their children. The day started with a well-choreographed march past as the children marched to the delight of parents and guests present. They tried to outdo each other, displaying weeks and months of active rehearsal in preparation for the day. Afterwards, there were other side attractions like traditional dance, calisthenic display, quiz competition, various presentations from various schools, as well as other fun games to keep the children entertained. The organizers of the event, Unique Love Orphanage Foundation, said the Children's Day celebration is an annual event organized to recognize the children and the importance of building them to be socially integrated so they won't feel awkward when outside their comfort zone.
This program, it is funded mainly to uplift, to empower and protect our most precious children in this community. Our achievement has been numerous. We have mobilized a lot of children to attend this program. As a matter of fact, this program started last year, and by the time we started last year, the population is not up to this.
Guests, including royal fathers present, prayed for the leaders of the Unique Orphanage Foundation for making it possible for the children to enjoy the rare exposure children of the urban centers enjoy.
With the opportunity given to us by few of our sons and daughters, they organized this thing. They started last year, and that thing has become a unique one now. It's now Umujelu Unique Children Day, and if you look at the environment, you see every primary school and nursery school, the secondary schools are here. Those that are not doing their work, they are all here. And there's so many goods, so many things who are ready to be presented to them.
I am very, very happy. In fact, I don't even know what to say. We are happy. Even the children, they are very happy. So we want to thank the organizer of this program for deeming it fit to put on this type of program, for putting smiles into the faces of the pupils.
She's God, we give glory God to Almighty God for what God has done in our life for this time, for May 27. I am a representative from Kam, Ijelu, Omujelu. We thank God, even though we are so surprised for what God has done for this year. It's more than the last year.
Prize those with exceptional performance at the event. the day, gift items were presented to every child that came out to witness and participate in the Children's Day Fiesta. This is the second edition of the Children's Day celebration by Unique Love Orphanage and Charity of Foundation in the community. For Sunday Delights, Adobeji Ujegba, NTA News.
And still talking about giving back to the society, a non-governmental organization, the Channel for Widows Relief Initiative, has donated relief materials to over 200 widows, including orphans, in Ado Ekiti. The three-day event started with fitness and wellness games for widows in the community. Again, Adobeji Ujegba was there for Sunday Delight. Now reports.
The exercise, which was supervised by the executive director and founder Fadila Balogun, had widows from various quarters in the community in attendance. The founder of the project, Fadila Balogun, said she was moved by the experiences of her mother, who lost her husband early in life and suffered from malicious attacks from in-laws who were supposed to protect her. She said this is why Channels for Widows Initiative decided to protect the interests of the widows and to provide and assist in giving equal opportunities to widows in the society.
Been out of this town for quite a while, and God has been able to use me in the management of the less privileges, especially the widows and the orphan. We have been into this business in the last 14 years in Oyo State. And my town has been clamoring that this program should come home. So coincidentally, I have a very energetic, reliable, resourceful, one of the wives of Awo, and he gathered some of the daughters of Awo together to come and be a support so that we can mobilize this idea to our town.
The event saw 3 guest lecturers dissecting topics on coping with grief and emotions during widowhood, delivered by Dr. Ibrahim Gunride, while Professor Aminat Aziz dealt with resilient children after loss, strategies for single mothers who have lost their partners. Participants described the lecture as rewarding.
Okay, the first thing I just wanted them to know is that it's one of the trials of God. It comes in different form. So as a widow, theirs was just the loss of their spouse, and as a result of that, they have to be strong, accept it as a fate. Then at the same time, they also have to be models for their children. They shouldn't just use it negatively to just exploit people. They should try to work hard, encourage their children to acquire skills. At the same time, they also mix with people.
Individual has rights. If you are a male, you have a certain portion for you to take. If you are a female, you have a certain portion with which you take. Even the wife, they left behind by the late father or whatever, they have their own portion to take, so that that will take care of their own expenses or the way they finance themselves as far as their life continue after the death of their lovely husband, inshallah.
Highlight of the exercise was the examination of guests by medical practitioners who provided medical checkups and consultations for widows. Thereafter, widows were exposed to various skills that can make them self-reliant. To underscore the significance of taking special care of widows, Channels for Widows Initiative presented food items to the widows. Some of the guests and beneficiaries extolled the sterling qualities of the founder of the foundation and emphasized the need for members of the society to reach out to the less privileged, especially vulnerable widows.
Yes, it is, because we want to reach out to the widows in our community. You know, we have forgotten them. It looks as if we have forgotten them. So we want to reach out to them, we want to make them happy. Like yesterday, we went to the field for fitness and wellness. We're all happy. They were cheered up. So just want to carry them. Personally, I feel that we should hold the widows and orphans in high esteem, because it's something that is unplanned. Like, we don't know when we are going to die, we don't know who is going to live before who. So I feel like we should remember them, we should help them.
I feel good. I rejoice today. I'm very, very happy about it because they are doing fine. They are doing a lot of improvements for us in this town. So I appreciate them very well.
Channels for Widow Relief Initiative is hosting the second edition of the program in Nta Ado Ekiti in conjunction with Nta Ado Ekiti Wives and Daughters. For Sunday Delight, Advocacy, NTA News.
Stakeholders from Nta Ado Ekiti have described the late philanthropist and clergyman, Pastor Michael Obisheson, who passed on earlier this year, as a man committed to the development of the society, humanity and service to God. Kola Debobuyi visited the country home of the deceased, reports that his funeral is scheduled for 1st to 9th of June this year.
Born in March 1947 at Nta Ado Ekiti into the family of late Chief Gabriel Akingbola Obisheson of Osomo ruling house and late Abigail Adeyemi Obisheson of Aferia House, the life of Pastor Michael Ademilayo Obisheson to stakeholders in the ancient time is a testament to faith, perseverance, and commitment to the service of God and humanity. Late Michael Obisheson was said to be pivotal in the creation of the Southwest local government area, instrumental in organizing and coordinating for the first Nta Ado Day, where funds realized were used to purchase the first transformer for the electrification of Nta Ado Ekiti, and also a significant figure in the struggle for the creation of Ekiti State.
I'm very close because we started schooling at the same time. Also, my family, we cannot forget him because he really tried for us. If he asks for 50,000 naira in the house, he will drop it immediately. Anything we ask, he will just drop it.
Highly dedicated and a peaceful man. He's also a very highly religious, and he's the type of person that the people have missed a lot through his demise, because he has really contributed toward the development of this town.
Popularly called Maobik, the late Obisheson was a prominent figure both in Ekiti and Ondo states due to his wealth, influence, and impactful contributions to humanity. Some stakeholders in the community chronicled and celebrated his legacy as a successful and devoted family man, visionary entrepreneur, influential community leader, and faithful servant of God. His journey has been marked by challenges that tested his resolve, yet through steadfast dedication and an unshaken trust in God, he emerged as a beacon of leadership, impacting countless lives across various spheres of businesses and spiritual realms.
Pastor Michael Obisheson was the first person that chairman Nta Ado Day. That was the first Nta Ado Day done in that community. He was the one that spearheaded it. He contributed financially. He worked, he connected, he made influence to make sure that Nta Ado Day for the first time came into reality.
In the town generally, with the Kabiyesi Arajaka of Nta Ado miss him too, and the chiefs of this town, because the man do an unforgettable thing in this town. For us, we wish we can't forget him during his lifetime.
Respondents believe his life story continues to serve as a beacon of motivation, reinforcing the importance of diligence, faith, and the acts committed to serve humanity. His body will be laid to rest during a week-long burial ceremony from 1st to 9th of June this year. From Nta Ado Ekiti, Kola Debobuyi, NTA News.
Now let's talk funeral. In the town of Nta Ado Ekiti, where memories linger and legacies live on, people from different walks of life came together to bid final farewell to Pastor David Olushola Akonle. Gloria Alabi reports that the burial service held at his residence and conducted by the Redeemed Christian Church of God was more than a goodbye. It was a celebration of life deeply rooted in faith, service, and eternal purpose. The report.
The
Relatives, friends, colleagues, and well-wishers of the Olushola Akonles gathered to celebrate the impactful and fulfilling life Pastor David Akonle lived while on earth. Pastor Julius Olarewaju, during the burial service conducted by the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Nta Ado Ekiti, at Akonle's residence, themed his message, "In My Father's House." He encouraged the attendees, sympathizers, and listeners to prepare for eternity, saying only a foolish man will stock up treasures on earth without preparing for eternity. While using the late David Akonle's pious life as an example, Pastor Olarewaju stated that living a godly life while making impact is possible.
There is a mansion waiting for every one of us in heaven, as many as will be qualified to get that mansion. Our prayer is that this world, sins, and everything that causes distraction in this world will not take any of us away from that heavenly mansion in Jesus' name.
The choir, through their rendition, reminded all and sundry that Baba had gone to rest, and it is only left for the living to live right and prepare for the last day. Thereafter, all present bid their final farewell to David Olushola Akonle as they moved one after the other to have a last glance of the body laid in state, followed by prayers for the deceased family.
In the name of Jesus Christ, Daddy, please uphold them to the end. In the name of Jesus.
The interment was a moment of reflection, emotion, and mixed feeling when the body was lowered into the grave after prayers were made. Reminiscing on the exemplary life of David Akonle, the testimonial from immediate and extended family was that he was a devout Christian, an exemplary leader, and a dedicated mentor.
Growing up with him has been very impactful. Each time I just look at those pictures of him, the echoes of his words just keep coming in day after day. It was very impactful right from day one.
David Olushola Akonle was my uncle by definition of an uncle. He was my father's junior brother. But in actual fact, he was a father to me. He took care of me. He modeled my life. He did a lot that I will never forget.
He will call acts of everybody. It's just wonderful. He has a very good social life, but in terms of investment in the kingdom, that is phenomenal. Just listen to everything he has done. Some things I don't know, some things, the testimonies are just awesome.
Guests and residents of Nta Ado Ekiti were well entertained at the reception with lively music and food. David Olushola Abiola Akonle was born on September 8, 1937 in Nta Ado Ekiti to the family of Ojo Akonle. His father passed tragically when he was barely 2 months old, leaving his mother to raise him single-handedly. After his secondary education, he became an employee of the University of Ife. David married his beloved wife, Felicia Akonle, in 1969. Their union is blessed with 5 godly boys. David served the church meticulously till his retirement from active service in 2015. He died on 27th January 2025. David Olushola Akonle was a husband, father, grandfather, uncle, brother, friend, and mentor. From Nta Ado Ekiti, Gloria Alabi, NTA News.
May the soul of the departed rest in peace. And this is where we drawing the curtain on tonight's edition of Sunday Delight. Many thanks for watching. Join us next week for another package. Until then, have a wonderful week. Bye.
much of a home away from home? Fakers Hotel and Suites is the answer.
Fakers Hotel, ilé ìtura tá a lè fi ṣàkàwé paradíṣẹ́ ilé ayé, olóògbé tó fi ní lọ́kàn balẹ̀ àti ètò ààbò tí ò lákàwé.
Fakers Hotel and Suites is located in a serene environment with state-of-the-art facilities, which include fully air-conditioned rooms, swimming pool, garden bar, recreation center, nightclub, vine lounge, local and international cuisines, free internet facilities, and spacious car